Good afternoon, Travel by Water here. Today we're going to talk about how to add a sail to a kayak and turn the kayak into a sailboat. So just quickly about the sail is a Falcon Sail. This is the sail off my sea kayak, and I'm going to be installing it on my recreational tandem kayak so I can sail it as well. Okay, and the kayak itself is a 13.5 foot sit inside tandem Wilderness Systems kayak. So like I said, I already own the sail rig. It comes as a kit from Falcon Sails. There's a bunch of different manufacturers out there. I like this one, but there's a bunch online. This one's, it's a triangular sail, and the rig is carbon fiber with an aluminum mast step. This rig is a stayed rig. Some of the rigs out there are not stayed rigs. Some of them are downwind only. So there's a whole variety out there. So let's take a look at the installation for this one. Okay, so like I said, I already have the rig. I ordered a extra boat kit on the internet. And so this came in the mail with everything I should need to install the new sail. Okay, so there it is, neatly packaged. I've got my instructions printed out off the internet, as well as a template for mounting, installing the stays. In here, there's a deck support, strut, and all the lines and fittings that I should need to install. Before ordering the kit, I measured the deck to make sure that I would have room to install this kit on the boat. And the whole thing comes with really good step-by-step instructions. So I'm just going to follow the instructions. They're in steps with really good illustrations. That's one of the nice things about this particular rig, is the instructions are really good, and the customer support is good too if you need help. So that's one of the many pluses of this particular rig. Okay, so my first step was kind of deciding where I'm going to put the mast step. So I measured kind of 16 inches back from, I think I'm going to put the forestay block on here. So I measured 16 inches back from there, which was right here. But if I go underneath and look inside the boat, there's foam flotation there. So I've gone a little bit further back so that I can work around the foam flotation, and that's gonna be the center of my mast step right there. So I just marked it with a pen. This is what the carbon fiber deck support strut looks like. So there's the strut, and there's the mast step there. So that's going to go under the boat to support the deck, and then that goes on the top. Okay, my next step now is I'm going to cut this carbon fiber support strut to length. It's a little bit hard to measure in there, but I think I got it. Okay, cool. So all I did was I cut about 3 or 4 inches off of that and then replaced this rubber end cap here. I said I was going to use a hacksaw, which is what I did the last time I installed one of these sail rigs, but I decided to try and use my bandsaw instead, and that was a lot easier. So the bandsaw worked. Okay, so that's where the deck plate's going to go. So now I'm just going to pre-drill the holes so I can bolt it on. Alright, so there's the drill bit I'm going to use. Looks like it's about a perfect fit. So here's one reason why I like plastic boats, is because I don't know how badly I'd want to do this to a nice Kevlar boat or something. Okay, so there's the deck plate on. Now this goes underneath from the bottom, and everything's bolted together.
Do you need that pin?
I'm okay, thanks, bud.
I got a do that you. That don't do it in. Why don't you do the other one?
All right, there's the mast step installed. Okay, and I'll show you what it looks like from the inside. So that's where the base of the mast is going to go. Okay, and there's the mast support strut from the bottom. I just cleaned the area. There's still a pad that I have to put underneath there, but that's just kind of roughly how it's going to look. So that's what's supporting the mast from underneath. And then there will be a patch that goes underneath that support, but I gotta clean that up with some soapy water, I think, before I apply the patch. Okay, so my next step is to install the turning block for the forestay. This is a pop-up rig, so that's why it's a block instead of something more solid. So this is nice. This is how all this kit is packaged, and absolutely everything is labeled. So I'm just going to look through until I find the forestay. There we go, forestay pulley block. Okay, so there's my forestay turning block. I've got it here. I've just got it tied off temporarily because I may move it back this way somewhere. I think that'll work better, but I'm just experimenting. That's the nice thing with the tie-down block, is you can move it around if you're not happy. So for now I'm going to try it there, but I might move it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, this is a template, so you know where to put your stays. So so it just kind of matches up with the mast step, and then this gives you the angle. So the first thing I'm going to do is the back stays. Make sure everything's lined up. Okay, and then I'm going to go out this way and I'm going to mark it. Actually, I could probably go a bit further. I bet you I could go all the way out here. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm drilling the holes for these, for the back stays here. Okay, so there's the holes drilled and the screws through. So next thing, you see we got some big washers and some lock nuts. Okay, so that's what's going to be holding that all together. Okay, so there we have backstay anchors, forestay, mast step. Alright, so the next step, it says, is to actually put the rig in place and see if it's stable. And if it's not stable, then I need to add side stays in addition to the back stays. I'm just going to use my stays off my sea kayak for now. Alright, well this is good news. So the side stays off my sea kayak, it's the same length. So I don't need to change the stays every time I go out. But in terms of stability, rig stability, I think I am going to need the side stays as well. Alright, there we are. All 4 anchor points for the stays. So 2 side stays, 2 back stays, and then the 4 stays there as well. I got to make some adjustments there, but basically that's the rig. And now all I have to do is do things like the sail tie down kit and the sheet cleats, the cleats. Okay, so my next step is to install the forestay cleat, and on my other boat I put it right up here on the foredeck, but this boat's going to be used a little bit differently. I'm going to be using this boat with my 4-year-old, and he'll be in the front seat. So I'm kind of thinking, if I run them all the way back to here, then that means the guy in the front, whoever that is, can operate them right there, or I can kind of lean forward and operate them. Okay, so I just did the the forestay the way I want it. So just a little quick demonstration now. There's the sail down. I get in the boat, I take my line and cleat it right there, right? So it's right handy for me. Rather than trying to reach up all the way there, it's right here for me. I can raise or lower the mast from here. Okay, and then it cleats in. And now I'll do the sheet. Okay, so that's the last part that I'm doing today. I still have the tie-down kit to do, but it's not absolutely essential to sail the boat. So the boat is sailable now. So the main sheet leads from this fair lead to this fair lead and back to this cleat. So as you can see, sitting in the bow position, I can operate the sail. And there is the forestay control as well. Okay, now the reason that I put it there is because sitting in the back seat, I can also reach forward, control the head sheet or the forestay as well as the sheet. So I can control the sail from either sitting position. So that's good. So that means either I can do it from the stern or the bowman can do it. I guess it's a little bit of a reach forward here, but not too bad. Okay, so that's how to install a sail on a kayak. So now I have a little mini sailboat. You know, I got more work I'm going to do. I'm going to reinstall the rudder and that sort of thing, but the boat doesn't really need a rudder to sail. You can steer with a paddle. So yeah, that's it. Job complete.